pond, not quite a rec pond in terms of swimming, but it's almost big enough. Well, I love the backdrop. I love this bridge. There's already tadpoles down there. Wow, look at how gorgeous that is. Everything looks down over this. Wow, another cool bridge. I love how these steps come down. So you got an extra stream here that goes to the lake or what? That view of that lake, and then in the foreground, a koi pond.
Just do it like it's never been done before. Just do it like the moment is finally yours. Do it for you.
Welcome to living the Aquascape lifestyle. And I see my ride. I just drove from Lynchburg, Virginia to Spotsylvania, Virginia, interesting name, for my son's graduation from Liberty University. He's gonna be a teacher, a school teacher. And I see Mr. Charlie Ross here, which I think I'm gonna follow and see some beautiful ponds or pondlesses. Let's check this out. Hey!
Hey!
I snuck up on you. Hi, Charlie. Spotsylvania?
Spotsylvania, Tucky. Spotsyltucky.
Okay. Well, are we going to see a pond or a pondless?
2 ponds.
Okay.
Yes.
And then how far are we from Stafford, Virginia, where you're from?
30 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
But this is closer to Liberty. That's why I met you here.
Exactly.
All right. So am I following this nice vehicle?
You can follow or ride, whichever.
Well, what do you want me to do? I don't know.
Let's ride.
Okay, I'll ride together. All right. The fun thing about my channel is you guys get to see the water features at the same time I do. I'm Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. This is my channel, Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. It's all about showcasing how people live the aquascape lifestyle, even in the spring out here in Virginia.
He didn't want to be on video.
Oh, come on. With a guy named Sven, you don't want to be
That's
on?
what I told him. He's got to be on there.
So what's the story here? Charlie, I saw this water feature. You built it this year, right?
Yes.
So it still needs to get landscaped. So what was your idea? What did you want this back here for?
Natural.
Had you been thinking about this for a while, or?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Always one of the things that was missing about this property was that it didn't have a body of water on it.
Okay, so brand new water feature, 4 months old. What was the design process here? It's beautiful. It's a big pond, not quite a rec pond in terms of swimming, but it's almost big enough. I mean, they got fish in there already. And
They wanted a big pond. They wanted something they could get in and cool off on, but not too deep. So that's what we gave them. They wanted something that was low maintenance.
Yeah.
And right away I said, hey, if you want low maintenance, you want the intake bay and you want a wetland.
a wetland filter up there,
So
yeah.
that's why I use water crystal clear.
Well, I love the backdrop. I mean, they're really just in the woods here. What is that thing hanging up over there?
That is a little tent, almost like a hammock, which is sweet. I kind of like it.
I've never seen something like that before. Wow, you got a deep part. I love this bridge. That is a huge rock. So he's just started to put in some annuals. I see some couple of ferns, and then the wetlands already planted. So do you guys plant up the wetlands? Oh, and look, Charlie, there's already tadpoles down there. Build it and they will come. That is life. So what's cool is that it already looks so natural, and it just got planted. I mean, it just got built 4 months ago. So that's a big wetland up there because you got a big pond. You got a lot of sun in this area. I'm impressed. The lilies are already growing. You got some nice fish. Did they get the fish over from Virginia Water Gardens?
They did.
I mean, you want to get big fish when you got a pond like this. Wow, look at how gorgeous that is. I love this out in the woods here with the nature. And so I love the little beach area back there. Now, do they have kids?
They do not.
Okay.
But that's
They got a
one of my
swing
things.
and a tent, but no kids.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, they're big kids, and look at this seat. I mean, you could tell where they positioned it right up on the edge here, just to overlook at that with those birds. I mean, this is just beautiful, gorgeous. Look at all the, I mean, there's got to be 1,000 tadpoles in here.
Before long, they'll have legs.
Yes.
We're over at Sven and Elaine's. They basically wanted a rec pond, but not too deep. You'll see the big stone bridge. I asked my rock guy to bring me a bridge. I wanted a stone bridge, something that was substantial here. And as you can see, it was almost like it was made, this area. If you'll watch here, it's angled back this way, and then there's an angle that way, exactly how path was going over through there. They wanted a pond that was low maintenance, and so right away I said, you need a wetland filter. If you have a wetland filter and you have an intake bay, if you will, that is going to give you polished water. Out through here, we got a larger excavator in here so we could reach across here because we weren't able to come around and get on the back side. So we knew that the excavator would be on this far side where you see Greg sitting over there, and it would be able to need to be reached from one side. You'll see this water coming up through the wetland filter here. And again, the tadpoles as well. I love to see about 2 or 3 inches of water in a wetland. This is a great place for kids to get up and play in. The plants are coming in, just like Greg said, they're coming in nicely. Once this pond is all planted up, I can see junipers coming off the side there. Right in the middle there, it's about 3 feet deep. Able to get in there and cool off. We've had 3 days of rain here in Virginia, and after 3 days of rain, you expect the pond to be a little bit cloudy, but it's not. You see that this water is just as clear as it can be, and it's healthy. The fish are happy, the tadpoles are happy, and he's happy. He's relaxing over there.
Charlie, how many pounds of rock did you use in this?
My word, full truckload, about 28 tons of boulders in here.
Almost 60,000 pounds of rock,
Yes.
plus gravel.
100%, plus the gravel that's in this wetland is well over 60,000 pounds.
So with intake bay, your pumps, the liner, the underlayment, the rock work, the stream, the waterfalls, what would a project and an investment, 60,000 plus pounds of rock from Virginia Water Gardens be?
This project, if I remember correctly, sold for around 120, 125,000.
And he's obviously quite happy with it.
He was very happy.
So what's crazy for me to think about is I'm seeing this for the first time, but to me, I can't even picture this area without this. So it's not an inexpensive investment, but you know what? He said the one thing that he lacks in this property was water. And it's an amazing lot that he has, but now it's got the decoration on top. The Christmas tree, that's all the decorations, because this is a beautiful Aquascape Ecosystem rec pond. Good job, Mr. Ross.
Thank you.
Out here in the country, and you said this is their long driveway, huh?
This is the Mock's long driveway called Hidden Lake Trail.
Okay, so they are literally on a lake, but they wanted an aquascape water feature, huh? Wow, this is cool.
You can envision an 18-wheeler driving down through here with
Oh,
28
yeah.
boulders. We were going to unload them at the end. My driver he's from up in West Virginia. He said, "Where do you want the rock?" And I said, "Well, it's about a quarter of a mile down the driveway." And he said, "Well, I'll just take them down there." And I said, "But there's nowhere to turn around." He backed his truck up this whole driveway. So yes, and he got a good tip more than once because he came down in here twice.
Well, I love when you come up and you can hear it.
Absolutely.
And what's crazy is they live on a lake, but the lake doesn't make any sound, but that waterfall sure does. Another beautiful Aquascape Ecosystem rec pond. Look at this. What a cool setup too. Everything looks down over this. Wow. So this is a year and a half old.
Year and a half old, yes. August of 2020.
Okay.
Grew as we started building out here that day. It's about 10 feet longer than it originally was going to be.
Oh, I love this bridge. Another cool bridge. You got blooming Louisiana Irish. You can see all the fish hanging out down there. Wow, and then right on this lake. Wow, and so it's a vanishing edge.
Yes, there's a 4,000-gallon RainXchange, so half of the water that comes off the roof here comes right in.
Fills it up.
The pond, so it's self-sustaining.
Wow, look at this. And then I love how these steps come down. So you got an extra stream here that goes to the lake or what? I love all the hostas in here. They've really made it their own. I mean, they've got this interesting little beach area right here with the Mexican river pebbles. Some of them are painted white. They got some Japanese tea garden look. It's just, every water feature is a unique work of art, one-of-a-kind custom creation because how they individualize it and the fact that this is on a lake. So you said that they can, hey, how you doing? You okay being on camera?
No problem.
I'm the pond guy, Greg. Sorry about that. How are you?
And welcome.
What's your name?
Rob Wiseman.
Dude, this is awesome. This is paradise.
It turned out 1,000 times more than we expected.
Well,
it's truly amazing.
Rob, here's what I heard about you guys. You came into the shop and wanted like a fountain or something. And you kept coming in for like 2 years and eventually that fountain led to a rec pond. Is that what
It
happened?
led to a pond, and
Okay.
then that pond led into a bigger pond.
Yeah, how it
Up
works.
in the extra stream, it all just came together and this paradise here.
How much property do you have?
Total about 60 acres.
Nice.
But the pond is about 30 of it.
It's a good question for you, Rob. You live on a lake. Why put in a pond?
Koi.
You got some beautiful fish.
We love animals. Cats, dogs, koi fish. A friend of ours had one at their house, and we fell in love with
Okay, so
just
you
the
saw it.
tranquility. Hey, the fish themselves are beautiful, but the waterfalls, the fountains. He had bought theirs from Virginia Water Garden, and so that's what led us to go visit Charlie and the team, and here we are.
Well, it is absolute heaven back here. I mean, people that gotta come here for the first time just gotta be blown away.
Yeah, we get comments, but this was all grass before, so when they come back,
Quite
and
a
they're
difference.
Like, oh my gosh, what happened? I'm like, yeah, we've been busy,
Well, and obviously you guys are gardeners.
Yeah, well, we are. We have some help. I got to admit, we do have.
Okay,
help
that's
with
okay,
it.
but you like gardening.
Absolutely, love plants, anything, earth, flowers, fish, and this has been since a couple years since we turned it on. So we've been adding a little more and more every year as we go through it.
It's a labor of love that's never done.
It is a labor of love, never done. It's worked flawless. We have a RainXchange system that water gardens put in, so we never have to add water.
Right.
It takes care of itself.
Got a big
maintains
house.
a good, consistent temperature. Fish in the winter hibernate. They come out when the spring hits, and then they're back to life.
I love spiral staircases. In fact, as we speak, I'm getting a spiral staircase put in my home in Utah to get to enjoy the pond. Oh, hot tub up here. Yeah, this is the lifestyle. Gazebo, that view of that lake, and then in the foreground, a koi pond. It's incredible. And this, guys, used to just be grass. And now look at it. I mean, there's something in the foreground to look at with that as a backdrop. Just absolutely incredible. Outside bar, outside kitchen. So cool.
This is one of my favorite ponds. I have lots of ponds that I like. This is one of our favorites. Lots of sound. There's actually 3 different waterfalls on here. Actually 4 if you count the Infinity Edge right over here. They love gardening, so the landscape looks awesome. It's starting to fill in. It's been in about a year and a half. We had a tarp, if you would, stretch from that deck over to that tree around here to keep the crew cool because it was hot. This was an afterthought. Third stream really wanted the stream waterfall for his brother to enjoy. This is his house right over there. And so we put this in, and then the steps coming down through here, back down to their lake. This was a fun project. Tons and tons of rock came right through there. And as Greg said, we were talking about how we had 2 tractor trailer loads of boulders come in through here. I love when the guys mix in the wood here, naturalizes it. It's one of my favorite views right here. I love, love, love this. You see all the reflections off the water as I raise it up. You can see right under the bridge as well. Again, this was a fun project. Another beach here. I love the beach.
Okay, Rob, so cold water fish food, right?
Yep.
The good food is the round stuff.
Okay.
The bad food, that's the Cheerios. Frosted Cheerios is the air food. So
Okay.
never use a floating stick like this. Always use
The round pellets.
the round pellets
Okay.
because that's unhealthy for your fish. It happens to be the top selling fish food in the world, but it's filled with air.
It's not good stuff.
Not good stuff.
Okay.
So Charlie, did you hear what he said of why he wanted a water feature?
Not sure.
He was at his friend's house.
Yes.
And he was sitting around their water feature and he was enjoying it in the serenity of it. So here he's got a lake, and yes, he said he wanted the koi too, but he's got a lake, but it doesn't make any sound, where this makes sound. And of course, now we're walking up to the front because of course he wants another water feature, right?
Yes.
What's the story there?
Yes. Well, he's been talking about another water feature. They have a pool right over here at the front. Actually, it's almost in the front of the house to the right. And he's talked about us putting a waterfall in there as well, but also a water feature up in the front of it.
All right, so this is how it goes with this business. Once someone gets addicted with water, they always want, that's what we love to say, big, bigger, biggest, good, better, best. They always want more. It's addictive. It's an addictive hobby. And why wouldn't you want to get into something that is going to cause so much serenity, so much relaxation? There is nothing that you can put in a landscape that make as big of an impact as a decorative water feature. And there's always room for more. So now we're looking at a front yard water feature, huh?
Yes. I'm thinking we'll put it maybe an urn right here and one of our green spillway bowls, which I love. They weather awesome.
Yes.
Even 3 or 4 years after they're put in, they look brand new.
What a cool gate, and what a way to an entrance to the front of the house. And then maybe a waterfalls onto the swimming pool, huh? It never, ever ends.